Hello, I'm David Scranton, and thank you for watching this video. You know, preparing for retirement is really a step-by-step process. And today we're going to talk about the most essential steps that you need to take before you retire. And that's why, to help me out with this also important topic, is today's guest, Eric Lardner. He's the founder and president of Abundant Wealth Management, a retirement income store located right in Dallas, Texas. Eric, great to have you back here with us on the show.
Thanks, Dave. Great to be here.
So, you know, some advisors are good at this, some are not. And this I'm referring to is, you know, really getting their clients to do some goal setting. Tell us about this and how you do this, and, you know, how important you think it is or isn't.
Goal setting is very important. It's typically what we start with in the process, and that is a top-down approach insofar as how much income you need to be generating in retirement in order to meet all your needs, and then establishing, you know, the things that you want to do in retirement. No one retires to watch Jeopardy reruns all day. So, you know, we want our clients to be able to do the things that they want to do in retirement. So whether that's travel or, you know, a particular hobby that they have, we establish that goal of, you know, meeting their income needs and then setting the bar insofar as where they need to be to achieve enough income to meet their needs in retirement. So that's where we start.
Yeah, and of course, what's funny is sometimes a lot of folks, and I'm sure you get this too, you know, before they even have really expressed their goals to you, the one big question is, how much money do you think I need to have in order to retire, right? And that's a tough question to answer. It's impossible without knowing their goals. So when someone asks you that, you know, how do you answer that, or more importantly, how do you help them figure that out?
Well, there is no magic number. You know, it's a bit of a fallacy on Wall Street, and that, you know, people think that there's some magic number out there that they need to have saved up in order to retire. The real question to be asking is, what are my income needs? What are your income needs? Mm-hmm. So we, again, following the same theme, you know, everyone has different needs in terms of income. There are no two circumstances that are the same. So establishing that, again, that goal of meeting your income needs so that you can do all the things that you want to do in retirement and retire comfortably and have fun. That's, you know, asking the right questions is really the most important thing. And you know, there is no magic number.
Of course. And of course, you know, part of this is offense and part of it's defense. The offensive part is, you know, getting as much income you can have in retirement through, you know, maximizing some benefits, but also through income from investments. But the other part of it is defense. It's hopefully being able to go into retirement without debt. So when you coach people who are approaching retirement on debt, I mean, what do you tell them?
You know, we always advise clients to eliminate as much debt as possible, particularly, you know, credit card debt. If you can pay off your mortgage entirely, that's always a big plus. So, you know, before you retire, we always encourage people to pay down as much debt as possible. You know, you may have to cut back a little bit here and there prior to retirement in order to pay off some additional debt. You know, but certainly trying to pay off your mortgage if you have one, and certainly any credit card debt. You know, that's an important factor in retirement. You know, you want to be utilizing as much of your income as possible to be, you know, covering your expenses and doing the things that you want to do in retirement. Again, whether it's travel or a particular hobby or, you know, whatever it may be that interests you, that was the reason that you retired in the first place.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because some people think, you know, mortgages, well, that's good debt, right? And my accountant says I need some deductions. But of course, you know, a lot of people can't even deduct their mortgage interest anymore under these tax codes over the last 3 years. And, you know, they just look at the interest they're paying versus the interest they're earning. But what they forget about is the cash flow drain, because they have to pay principal. And most of the time, if they take all the income, interest, and dividends from investments and use it to pay their mortgage payment, they're tying up more investment dollars than they would if they just cashed out and paid off the doggone thing, as you're well aware. So let's pivot to offense then from defense. Social Security is something that virtually everyone has, so most people want to have as a goal to try to maximize that. That's an offensive strategy that can apply to most people. What do you tell people when it comes to Social Security?
Well, our advice typically is to not declare early and wait as long as you can to declare your Social Security. The biggest mistake people make frequently is not knowing their numbers and thinking that if they claim at 62, which is the earliest age that they can claim, the extra 4 or 5 years that they'll be receiving benefits will make up the difference in what they would otherwise receive if they claimed at full retirement age or perhaps even later. The difference between the best decision or the maximum income decision in terms of Social Security benefits and the second, third, or fourth best decision could be easily in excess of $100,000 over the course of someone's lifetime. So we strongly encourage people to know their numbers insofar as Social Security and everything else. That is all their income sources. And, we do have specialized software that we use to help people maximize the decision in terms of when to claim their Social Security benefits. So you have to look at it in a holistic way. And, Social Security is an important component of the retirement income wheel.
And by the way, for people watching this who don't know, you're describing software that the Social Security Administration doesn't have. You get some basic calculators from the administration if you go online, but they're very rudimentary. The software that you're describing is something that really allows people to take into account the differences in health, genetics, family life expectancies, how long your parents lived for both you and your spouse. And sometimes it's amazing the recommendations that come out. It might recommend, hey, one person take it early, one person wait later. So it's definitely software that alone is worth going to see an income specialist like yourself, I believe, Eric, certainly in the years leading up to retirement. Well, let's take a minute. This wouldn't be an interview between the two of us without talking about our favorite topic about changing your focus from growth to income in retirement, right? So, we know people should start making that transition maybe 10 years before retirement. But why is now a particularly good time when you look at the economy and what's going on in the markets and so on?
Well, as people approach retirement, they're reaching the top of the mountain, which is the end of the accumulation phase of their life, the working phase of their life, where they're trying to save as much as possible. And as you reach the top of the mountain, the purpose of your money changes 180 degrees. It goes from growth to income or distribution. And that's an important conceptual change to make that many people simply aren't aware of. And it can certainly increase. It's people's number one concern in retirement is the risk of outliving their money. And, relying on growth in retirement rather than transitioning to income, certainly can have a very, very dramatic impact on the risk of outliving your money. So we coach people on transitioning their philosophy from accumulation to distribution, which is transitioning from growth to income in retirement. And that makes a big difference in reducing the risk of outliving your money.
You can't buy groceries with growth. You can't buy ice cream for your grandchildren without growth, right? Or with growth. It's all about the income. Eric Lardner, thanks so much for joining us here on The Income Generation.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you for watching today's video, the 5 essential steps to take before retiring. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, to give us a like, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for new content each and every week.